Everyone, welcome back to the channel. My name is Leanna, and today we're talking about Poshmark removing one of my listings. And honestly, I've been dealing with this for about a week or so now, and it's a bit of a poop show because of what was removed. Not so much the why, I understand the why, but what was removed and all that good stuff. So we're going to talk about the actual listing that was removed, and then at the end I want to talk about the responses I was getting from Poshmark and what my opinion of that is. Okay, so first, I was on my Posh Canada account and I was just looking at my Posh stats. It's not something I do all the time, but for some reason I was in there looking at that. Noticed that they had a moderator removed listing within the last 30 days. I was like, okay, what's that about? And I kind of quickly scrolled through my closet, couldn't find anything, like none of the new stuff had been delisted, which is good. And I couldn't figure out why. Because I had not received an email from Poshmark telling me what item was removed and why. Even though they say, oh, check your email because we sent you an email. I did not receive that email. So, on Tuesday, March the 5th, I decided I would email support and ask them what listing was removed. So I'm going to show you what I said in that email. Very simple, very to the point. Just said, I just got this notification. I did not receive an email. What item, what listing was removed and why? I think I asked them why. So that's fine. About 24 hours go by and they responded. So the timing is pretty good. I'm not upset about that. So they responded, and I'm going to put it up on the screen and you can pause and you can read what their response was. I've underlined a couple of things because we're going to talk about those at the end. So pause the video, read this, and I'll be back. Okay, so that was the response I got. They didn't answer my question. Not once in that email did they say, this is the listing that was removed and this is why. They did explain why the item was removed, which did help me figure out what item it was, because I don't have a lot of upcycled items in my closet. I think I have like 2 purses right now, but they're actually by a brand that does that type of thing, so they're okay. But I think, and Paul and I sort of thought about it, it's like, okay, what was upcycled? Like, what did we sell that was homemade or upcycled like that? And the only thing we could think of was this homemade sort of denim quilt that was made up from Levi jeans. Now, story with that quilt. That was purchased at a garage sale our first summer here, so almost 3 years ago. It sold just after it was listed. So it's been sold probably for at least 2.5 years, if not more. Now, because I don't have that listing, it's not in my solds anymore, I am assuming that that's what they're talking about. And I wonder if I had listed it under Levi's as the brand instead of just saying homemade or something. And you know what? If that's the case, I totally understand why they wanted to remove it. I'm not questioning that at all. I am questioning why it took them 2.5 years. I mean, maybe Levi's complained. I don't know. You know what? Again, it's not the why. The why is fine if that was the listing itself. If I actually listed it under Levi's, I don't remember. I remember finding it, thinking it was super cool, and I remember listing it and selling it. But I don't remember if I put it under Levi's. I could possibly have done that, which is against policy. Okay. So that's what was removed. That's the response I got. They still haven't told me. And there was other things in that message that really ticked me off. So I responded to them, and I'm going to put that up here. And all basically that says is, you didn't answer my question. Answer my question. And I have not heard a response. That I sent to them on Thursday, March 7th, I think it was. And it is now Friday, March 15th. And I have not gotten a response from them at all. And I very deeply doubt that I will be getting a response to that email. I don't know why. I don't know why it's so hard for them just to say it was this listing, it was this, and this is why you used Levi's, etc. Now, Posh support is full of automated responses. 100% I was not talking to a real person. I was talking to a bot. I was talking to an automated response. Which, you know what, has its own difficulties because they don't get the gist of the email, even though my first email was very simple and very to the point. So that's one problem with the responses from Poshmark. The other part of what ticked me off is some of the language that they use, some of the condescension. I found the response very condescending, very, there was another word I was looking at, patronizing. And that was because, number one, they didn't answer my question. And I thought, yeah, you need to answer the question, whatever. Number two, they called it an appeal, and it wasn't. It was an original freaking question. It was just an email. It was not an appeal. I wasn't looking for it to get reinstated. It sold 2.5 years ago. The next one, I actually have it here so I can remember, is they say, I can assure you that we are not singling you or your items out. In my original email, did it sound like I was feeling singled out? That, oh my gosh, I feel so horrible and you've made me feel so embarrassed? Did it? No, it did not. It was simple, to the point. I was like, that line alone kind of sent me off. You could ask Paul, because I was like, what the heck? Very condescending, very, there, sweetheart, everything will be fine. And for me, and this is my opinion and my experience with Poshmark, I just don't respond to that. I don't respond to that, there, sweetie, you know, girl power, party, like, I just don't respond well to all of that. To me, there's no place for it in business, but it's not a bad part either. Some people enjoy it. You can make some really good, you know, friends this way. You can meet people that do the same business and you can learn a lot. So it's not a bad thing, but I do find that it's incredibly condescending. And I take my business seriously. I am on Poshmark for my business, to make money. And I don't feel that Poshmark takes me seriously. And as a woman of a certain age, not even a certain age, but as a woman, that really just doesn't sit well with me at all, because I don't know if it's the way I was raised, my past relationships, I don't know what it is, but my back gets up when somebody sort of does that to me and they don't pay attention to what I actually asked. They don't take me seriously, where they're, you know what, it's okay because we're having this contest today, or it's okay because there's a dinner today in Toronto, in Montreal, wherever they're having a dinner. And again, those contests are fun, you know, the dinners, you can make some really good connections there. I'm not dishing them. Dissing. I'm not dissing them. There, you never thought you'd see a 60-year-old saying that. But anyway, I'm not saying there's anything bad about them. But the focus on them, I think, is misplaced. I do think that Poshmark, in order to get to another level, needs to take the business seriously for their sellers. I just don't like that. Some of the things that they need to fix, the business things, like the bid button, like, come on, why are they not fixing that? You know, there are still so many accidental bids and accidental purchases from live shows. They're not fixing that. And that's a huge business thing. Because as a seller, if I'm getting accidental bids all the time and accidental buys, I got to cancel those. In my opinion, I have to cancel those. And that's going to affect my business. It's going to affect my algorithm the whole bit. If a buyer makes an accidental bid and the seller decides they're not going to cancel because all bids are binding, and that's up to you, that's your business, but that buyer is not going to like Poshmark. They're going to have a bad taste in their mouth for Poshmark. So why is Poshmark not fixing those? Why are they partying in this city and partying in that city and, you know, having all these contests, spending all this money? Because it is money. They are spending a lot of money on fluff. In my opinion, it's fluff. And they're not spending enough money fixing what's wrong with Poshmark. Give us a count on who looks at our listings. I want to know how many people are looking at my listings. That will help me determine whether my items are good enough or they're just sitting there being really, really stale. So give me that. Give me, more control over, I don't even know, because I can't even think straight because it just pissed me off so much. And yeah, sorry, I kind of swore there. Give us stuff that is tangible for our businesses. I don't even know where to go with that because that whole email just set me off and I was not happy. And the fact that they're not answering me again, it just proves that they don't care. They want me to go away. They just don't. They just want to go. There, honey. Everything's fine. You're fine. Your account's fine. I'm like, I just want to know what item was removed. Simple information. So I don't know. Let me know what you guys think. Am I crazy? Am I overreacting? Yeah, probably a little bit. But Poshmark, I think, really needs to do better business and leave some of the fluff behind. If you enjoy the fluff, if you like the parties, if you've met your best friend, that's great. That's fantastic. I'm not saying there's anything wrong with that. But I want some business tools. I take my business seriously. I want Poshmark to do the same. That's it. Anyway, that is it for today. Hope everybody has a fantastic weekend. I'll be back Tuesday. I have a haul for you. It's a small haul. I have a haul for you, and we're going to talk a bit about silent shows. That's what we're going to talk about. Anyway, everybody have a great weekend, and I'll see you next time. Bye.